Welcome back, friends. Today we are closing out the Mastery of Life, not just a book, but a journey that we've been walking together. If you've been here from the beginning, I just want to thank you for your consistency and your openness. And if you're just now joining us, this video is just a place to gently gather the remaining chapters of the book and put them in one final place. As we move through the last chapters 7 through 9 and then the conclusion, what emerges isn't a checklist for living. It's an invitation to remember who you are beneath the fear and the identity and the conditioning. Chapter 7 is the Plaza of Fire, and it's about will, action, and transformation. Fire represents the energy that moves us from awareness into lived experience. It's where intention meets action, not from force or from ego, but from alignment. Ruiz reminds us that fire can create or it can destroy. When driven by fear, control, or the need to prove ourselves, our actions burn us out. But when guided by awareness, fire becomes a sacred force that transforms us without consuming. This chapter asks an important question. Are you acting from fear or from truth? Fire in this sense is not about doing more. It's about acting in integrity with who you truly are. Then we move to chapter 8, the Plaza of Earth, and it grounds everything that we've learned. Earth represents embodiment, bringing awareness out of the mind and into our daily lives. It's about living your truth consistently, not just understanding it intellectually. This chapter reminds us that awakening isn't an escape from the human experience. It's learning how to live fully within it with responsibility, humility, and presence. Ruiz emphasizes that true mastery shows up in how we treat our bodies, engage with relationships, move through the world, and how we honor our limits and rhythms. Earth teaches us that spiritual growth must be lived, not contemplated. Then we move to chapter 9, the Pyramid of the Moon, which turns our attention inward toward emotion, reflection, and the subconscious mind. The moon represents the inner world, the feelings, memories, and fears that rise when the external noise finally quiets. This chapter invites us to observe our emotional patterns without judgment. Instead of identifying as our emotions, we learn to witness them. Ruiz shows us that healing doesn't come from suppressing emotion or by being ruled by it. It comes from awareness without attachment. The moon teaches us compassion for ourselves, especially in moments of vulnerability. Then we move to chapter 10, the Pyramid of the Sun, which represents clarity, truth, and conscious awareness. If the moon reflects, then the sun illuminates. This chapter is about living from presence rather than fear, seeing life clearly without distortion. Ruiz teaches that when we live fully present of the stories that we tell ourselves, they dissolve. We stop projecting past wounds into current moments. The sun symbolizes the integration of everything that we've learned: awareness, compassion, responsibility, authenticity. It's not about becoming someone new. It's about standing fully in who you are already. And then in the conclusion, the journey's end, Ruiz brings us back to the truth that this was never about reaching a final destination. The journey doesn't end because a book ends. Mastery of life is not about perfection. It's about awareness, choice, and returning to the truth again and again and again, because we will forget. We will fall back into old patterns, but we will also wake up again. That is the journey. As I close this book with you, I want to be honest. I'm not exactly sure what the next chapter of this channel looks like. I only know that over the last several weeks, I have felt a deep internal pull to slow down and listen and to seek God more intentionally, not for content ideas, but for alignment. This book has been meaningful. This book club mattered, at least to me, and I wanted to honor it by bringing it to a full ending. But I also feel a responsibility to be obedient to what I sense God calling me toward, even if I don't know what all of those details are yet. So for now, I'm choosing to listen more than I speak, trust more than I plan, and to let the next season unfold instead of trying to force it. And whatever comes next year, my hope is that it continues to point us back to the truth, healing, and faith, not perfection. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your grace. And thank you for allowing this journey to come to an honest end. I'll see you when the next step becomes clear. And remember, mastery of life is not loud, it's lived.